I've worked on Fiverr for the past 6 years and I've gotten the top and prorated badge. I've served over 1,000 clients and I've just discovered recently a new way of getting orders faster on Fiverr that I'll show you in this video. So this right here is my Fiverr profile. As you can see here, you can see my pro badge and my top rated badge, and you can see all of my reviews. But the interesting part for this video is my gigs down here. So in total, I run 7 gigs, and as you can see, I offer English-German translations, and actually all of them do have reviews, right? But one gig stands out in particular, which is this first one here, which has by far the most reviews in 463. And this is because this was the very first gig that I've created when I started working on Fiverr. And for the most time, this was the only gig that I had for as long as I've worked on this platform. But just in the recent year, I've created actually these 6 extra gigs. And let me show you why this is so helpful for getting more orders quickly. So I'm here in my seller account on the screen where you can actually edit and create new gigs. And basically what Fiverr does is they give you an overview of all the stats of your gigs right here, right? They give you the impressions, which is simply the number of people that have seen your gig appear in search results. They give you the number of clicks, so how many of those people that saw your gig actually clicked on it. And then also they give you the number of orders that you got and the cancellations that you got. And what's super interesting here for my gigs is that if you check out this very first gig, this is my main gig, the very first one that I created with by far the most reviews. It got 14,000 impressions, 45 clicks and 3 orders in the last 30 days. And if you take a look at the other gigs, and if you remember, most of them have a lot fewer reviews. I mean, we're talking single-digit reviews or just like 20 reviews or something like that. There is, for example, this gig where I offer to translate manual translations. This one got actually 20,000 impressions and 42 clicks. So it got a lot more impressions than my main gig. It did get fewer clicks, which is fair, right? Because it doesn't have as many reviews. But I still got 2 orders from this gig, right? And if you take a look at all these other gigs, they do get a fair amount of traffic, right? We do get a decent amount of impressions on all of these gigs. There are also clicks. And mind you, while not all of them show orders, some of them still have orders. It's just that when I send the offer to the client, I might use a different gig if it fits more to that to create the offer. And so then basically the order gets attributed to that gig. But it's not important here right now. So what this tells you is that basically when you create more gigs, you will simply be seen by more buyers, and therefore you get more orders faster. And the correct way to do this, if we get back to my profile, the correct way to offer more gigs is simply to figure out what your buyers' needs are and how different they are for the same service. So if you look at my service, I offer English to German translations, and I do this for all of my 7 gigs, but I speak to different needs the buyers have. So for this first new gig, I target people that have a website or a Shopify store that they want to get translated. The second one targets people that want to translate legal documents. This third one is for people that want to translate technical manuals, right? And you're starting to get the idea here is that, sure, your service can remain the same, but it can serve different needs and different segments of your buyer group. And in fact, you should create a gig for every single segment, because people on Fiverr will, first of all, search with different search terms for what they need, right? Sure, some people might, in my case, might only search for English-German translations, but others might actually just straight up search for website translations. And in that case, you have to put yourself in the buyer's perspective. Would you rather buy from someone who specifically states that they do website translations, or would you buy from someone who just offers translations in general if you're looking for website translation, right? If you're looking for website translation, you will probably go with the website translation gig because it speaks more to your needs. And so in conclusion, what you should be doing as a seller on Fiverr to get more orders faster is to always create the maximum amount of gigs that you can to serve all the different needs that your buyers have. If you are a completely new seller on Fiverr, this means you can create up to 4 gigs. So you should create 4 gigs. If you are on seller level 1 and 2, you are allowed to create up to 10 gigs. So you should use those. And if you are top rated like me, you are allowed to create up to 30 gigs, which to be fair, I haven't done, but I might add even more gigs in the future to get even more orders. And this in conclusion is a new way I found to get more orders on Fiverr faster. Simply have more visibility on your profile and your service by creating more gigs. However, this is just one way of getting more orders on Fiverr faster. So if you want a full roadmap on how to get to your first $1,000 per month and beyond on Fiverr, I have a free Fiverr community where I show you exactly how to do it. It's completely free to join, and you can do so in the link below. I'll see you inside and in the next video.